Hello everyone, my name is Corazar, and welcome back to Vintage Story Desert Life, episode 306. This video was originally streamed live on YouTube on February 1st, 2026. I hope you enjoy the video. Let's just parkour our way up here. Oh, oops. Parkour fail. And this just kind of goes up the whole way. Staircase pattern. Pretty much the whole way. Okay. And then these stairs go to the top of the door, which is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. Okay. So it's 2, 3. Four. And 5. And then what do we have over here? We have some full blocks. These will probably be, like I said before, probably these will get turned into possibly slabs. And in fact, like these will probably end up being turned into other blocks in the first place. But for now, just getting the design is what I want to do here. So right beyond the corner, we sort of turn there. Okay, we bring it up. Let's see what kind of damage I can do here. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here, this kind of comes up like this. A couple blocks. Okay. And that's where I can probably do this from above now. Doot. Doot. And just do this up to there. Whoop. Okay, thanks. Thanks, game. There we go. And to there. And that brings us, yes. So we should have, in theory, yes, 2 blocks to place in there. If I can get the right thing to show. And we have just sort of this to fill in there, I assume. Because then we have labs. Labradoodle. Whoops, don't do that. And then from here, we kind of just do labs up. Okay. And do maybe with one of these guys. Oops, some very fancy dirt. So there and there. Bit more fancy dirt. I don't know why I'm falling so much. I am having to use, manual crouching, but I'm not. As far as I'm aware, I'm not lifting my pinky. Okay, and then from here we'd have like one more little bitty step up, and that would be onto our slabbage. Spindly bits equals tracery. More like spindly bits are going to be the flying buttresses. Being engaged changed you? Service? Oh, you mean like engaged, not YouTube engagement. You enjoy these? Oh, because you enjoy the dad jokes. Yeah. You know, you can make horizontal slabs. Yeah, I know. But I also know the secret. So every block, let's go back to like a solid block. Every block has like a selection area. There's a trapezoidal line. If you draw it from like here down to about here and across and up, it's sort of like a really simple square cut gem. And if you put a block like there, it'll go like that. If you put it here, versus there versus there in the corner. And if you place it on the or in the center area, you get it nice and flat. Same for the sides. So if you know the secret, you never really have to use the flattened stuff. But if you're doing something quickly, like a large area, then yeah, it's way easier to just flatten them out or do vertical. Okay, so let's get let's figure out what I want to do. So my thought here is we might want to have like some larger buttresses springing off of the columns and then smaller ones on the walkway. That might make sense. It'll also give a little interest to the ceiling, so it's not the same like rib design the whole way down. It'll be like thicker ones here and then thinner ones here. So it'll be like thin, thin, thick, thin, thin, thick. Something like that. But let's go ahead and let's get some flooring in. I do have limestone rock. Durr. I've been acquiring it pretty consistently. So I am thinking that we want to do, like I said, like a limestone walkway. Think about that. Limestone walkway with limestone walkway, limestone ribs, but then the like inner portions will be like sun motif. Yeah, let's do that. Let's try it. Alright, so we're going to use the hand planer, which I do have here. There we go. I'm just going to shave this down. To maybe that. I don't want to look too thin, because then it would look kind of unrealistic that we'd actually be able to build with it. But I want it to be thin enough that it doesn't, attract too much unwanted attention. Yeah, let's do that. So you mess up the this auto slabs. Yeah, I mean everyone does it. It's tricky, especially if you're trying to like build quickly. I know the temple favors stone for construction and trying to be permanent, but could some wood structure for lighter builds, like walkways between buttresses, be a possibility? It could be. If I do that, whoops. If I do that, stop. Screw that. If I do that, I would put wood on the inside here, more of as a flex than anything. Because again, wood would be hard to get out. Wood would be so hard to get out here, guys. You don't understand. There's no wood anywhere. But again, so Desert Temple, it would be more of a flex than anything. But something that we can think about is we don't have to say that the limestone is solid stone. This could just be like stucco on wood, or parging, which is stucco without the popcorn in it. So we don't have to restrict ourselves to thinking about stone as being slabs of stone. It can still be a decorative veneer of essentially concrete. Let's give it a bite to eat here. My goodness. Down to our last meal. 43 days. I can grab you. I'm just going to leave it. We'll come get food when we need it. Good Purple Heart Hopkirk. I will probably do... given the color palette up here, I would probably go for, like, K-pop. Just because we're going to have a lot of sort of just these sort of semi-neutral colors, and if we do something too bright, it's going to blind us, or at least it'll blind me. And we don't want that. So yeah, let's start with this. Let's see. Oops, right. So the idea would then be we sort of come off of there. The only thing that I'm kind of concerned about would be having the flatness bothers me. The flatness bothers me. So I don't know if it's going to be better if we like narrow this down to like a single block, but that would make a really restrictive hallway. So I don't like that too much either. What we might need to do at some point is like, I don't know, come back through on an editing pass and like build this into some kind of archway, but that doesn't make sense either. You wouldn't, I mean, I guess you could connect to the side of a column, but the columns are meant to be a vertical support. You just lay things on top of them. So the flatness does make sense there. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Let's just power through before I get too tied up in thinking about it too hard. And then if we need to change it, we change it. And let's take this the whole way across. Why not? How much could it possibly hurt? Don't answer that, by the way. Let's see. Add 1 block under the walkway about the stairs to arch the stairs underside toward the column. Arch peaks of the column. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like we would do like a peak. Well, not a peak, but like a, you know, an archway. Well, the arch would peak at the column. So you mean like having like a hanging down piece in the middle? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, service. Asbestos is really bad. Asbestos is terrible. Wow, no, really? Did I just do that? I did just do that. It's the wrong location. Ah. We'll get those in a minute. For now, I'm just going to work off these guys. There we go. Okay. Oh, didn't work that time. The little hop didn't help. No, not middle, not symmetric. So you want just archways where the arches go like this. Is that what you're saying? Sanamaska. Make a bead on the outside edge of the floor to break up the flatness. Yeah, we'll work on that. We'll work on this. Yeah, this is good. This is gonna take some design work, guys. So it might look ugly, and I might need to cook for a little while, but we'll see what we can do. I'm thinking that the buttress here, we're gonna want a thicker one. And maybe even like this archway that comes off here will actually like reach the whole way across and break up this section here. Whereas the little ones off of here won't, like off of the walkway itself. So let's see, what could we do with that? Let's start with the 4 limestone that we already messed up here. So what I'm thinking is we do like a 1 block thick, but since this is a 2 block design, it'll have to be 2 half block thick designs here. The walkway is like a gallery? Yeah, pretty much. Halfway more like an N, not an N, more like an R. Well, the thing is, we're gonna have columns on, you know, here too. So we'd have an R here and an R here, and they connect to make an N. Here I can see what you mean, though. We just do one here because we already have sort of an arch here. Oh, really? It's calm. Get out of here. Really? It's calm. You really shouldn't be spawning anywhere. All right. Yeesh. These bad guys. Wow, that is very foggy and then very unfoggy. What what magic was that? Let's go grab a bowl before we get started here. Come on. Yeesh. There we go. I'm gonna throw this mouse across the room before the stream is up. Why not have alternative columns arching? For consistency and to also, well, consistency for visual consistency as well as for being able to repeat this. I need to be to finish this year. I need to be able to like snap these as fast as I can and copy them. All right, so here we have a little arch, and I think what we're gonna do is we'll start with like a 45 to 22, and then sort of flatten it out from there. So we're gonna do, oh my goodness, a little bit of this, and then can I stick up here? I can. Okay, we're gonna do that, and then I'm stuck. Let's get rid of you. I think I'm going to build a little, there we go, a little, what's this called? Scaffold, made of the most stable material you ever did see. That being load-bearing dirt. Gets us far enough. I'm gonna grab some more so we can go the whole way down. Ow. There's a mob, or there's a mod in which all the mobs stop when they're close to a cat and start praying to it. That's pretty funny. Here we go. Fresh stack. Also, fresh meal. Oh wow, this is one of the big meals. The ones that I kind of regret making. Let's just do a scaffold the whole way across here. Maybe even have it just go and connect the whole way. There we go. So we can work on this a lot more easily now. So we would do that, and then we'd have, of course, the last bit of the arch, which would then reach the center and keep going. Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Hey there, Pixel Pair. Welcome. Good to see you back. All right, so I'm going to... yeah, let's start by thinning these down. And we're going to just copy you to there. There we go. And then give you a spin. Or a mirror, even. Aha, look at that. Okay, so that gives us our base to work with. Now we will have to fill in like this corner here. We'll need to have a block here to connect that a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that now before I forget. Otherwise I might. So we're going to throw in you and you. And you and you, and those will just probably end up being like little slivers of blocks, right? add to my scaffolding here. We're just going to do a bit of this, maybe even 3 blocks, just so I can take a step back and look at it without breaking my ankles. Oops. Oh, no. Yeah, it's funny. Sometimes, you know, I'm holding that down, and sometimes it just releases. It's just like, nah. I think it has to do with me, like, sneaking over chiseled areas where, like, I'd be stepping down here, but then, like, the game goes, oh, but there's nothing underneath you, and then you fall. Can I fall through there? Luckily, no. Okay. Petition for me to adopt boat horns and put them on the walkways? No, thank you. In fact, actually, I don't have any more lanterns here. I do need to put one, like a lantern up here so I don't get things spawning. Oh well. That's the problem for later Kurzar. We call him Laterzar. Now, something else to consider is how this stuff fits in with this stuff. So we're going to definitely have, you know, this gallery here. We might have to just have like a solid wall right there to allow the staircase to come down, and that's fine. I should probably like prep and build that over there just so I can work with it. Next time. Next stream. Okay, so let's get this in here. We're going to... Oh my goodness. Going to do this. So we need to carve a little something something. I'm going to have it start like here, basically. Means it'll come out by 1 block. We'll do the 45-degree angle. You know what? I kind of want this to actually curve. So I should probably think about doing a bit of this. Good enough of a curve, and I can sort of start sending it over. Yeah, I think so. Let's do. So it goes over. It's gonna be a little blocky, isn't it? Probably. I'm doing it wrong. So we go 4, and then 3, and then 2, then 1. We just do these 22.5s for a little while. It's going to be a little close there. That might be okay, though. Because it's going to start evening out here. So we're going to do 3 of those. Let's go ahead and do a 3. Another 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, and then we can do 4s. And since this actually lines up perfectly, we can doing 4s, and then we'll just do an 8 like right here in the middle. Or we won't. We'll do there. Yeah, ain't too bad. A little lumpy curve, that's okay. I could probably just honestly skip this. I could do this. That feels better. That feels a little better. That does mean... Shoot. Because this is going to be just a little too thin for what I'm looking for here. So what we could do is... if we pull the design down by like 2 voxels, yeah, let's sort of start that again a little bit, but we'll bring it out. I want to bring this, or I want to bring it down, not out. So I want this to be like that, and then gonna get there. Not gonna get there, is it? Not quite. Okay. So we could do 2 and 2. Oops, 2, and then bring this in. Like so. So we could do this, and then that. This, and that. Bringing this whole thing down by 2 little voxely bits. Oops. Yeah, baby. Oh, wait. Is that right? That is right. Okay, wait. No, is that? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Whew. Just scraping by. Just scraping by. Okay. So I think that then makes for a better design. Also a nice sort of thicker bit of stone up here to play with, and then have it connect to the top there. Let's go ahead and fill these back in. Oops. Hey there, Phil Boswell. Welcome. You've been looking at a little applet for making VS circles. Well, this isn't even a circle. This is actually this is like an exponential curve, basically. Or a logarithmic one of the two. I know my math. We're debating the pronunciation of scone, which is the one true way to pronounce the word. Okay, so I feel like, and I am no actual architectural expert here. I feel like you would be able to build this with a thicker portion here that thins out because it'll be supported by the radial structures of the sun design in here, and then a thicker part here. That makes sense to my brain. It might not make sense anywhere else. I don't know. But I think, can I do this? I forget. Oh, come on. So I think I can do island mode. Nope, it doesn't do anything. Okay. So we still have to cut the whole way through before we can do that. It bothers me. Island mode. Not really an island. Okay, so then we can cut this guy. What are we looking at right now? We are looking at the start of a supporting flying buttress. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this here. Maybe we turn this whole thing into a sun motif here. I probably also need to think about maybe making this just a thicker. Yeah, probably make this like a thicker vertical piece that supports the top there. We'll also want to figure out something to do, some way to sort of cover this up. Maybe just add a little slab of limestone, and cut it to a little circle, a partial circle piece here. that might make sense just visually. If anyone questions the engineering of the architecture to ancient magic is an acceptable answer, yeah, that's probably true. I probably overthink this. All right, so we're going to do... I think we're just going to send it. We're going to send it, guys. All right, we're going to do... Let's see. Cut there. Just going to have this sort of follow. Then I want it to sort of thicken out here as it connects. Yeah, just a little thicker there. Maybe even thicker. I could almost go like, let's see. So we started that here. If I do this the whole way, yeah, there we go. It's a little better. So that looks lumpier than my ankles. My ankles look lumpier. It sort of looks lumpier than I think it should, but from a distance it might. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Oh my. Oh no. Although what we're seeing is we're seeing the shadows that make it look thicker, so maybe it'll even out. I don't know. They're weird looking. Thanks, block games, for not being consistent. Ugh. Block games. Who plays block games anyway? It's more for babies. Maybe if we... Okay, hear me out. I know I did this like twice now. Hear me out, though. What if I just... do it this way? So we'd have like distinct... It would make for a more angular design where we'd have 4, 3, 2, 1. But at least it wouldn't be lumpy, which is what I want to avoid here. Lumpy equals bad. Bring these out to the first 3, and then do one more. And then we'd be able to do, like, maybe even do this, where our first indent is there. It's 11:13, so we're still pretty young in here. Young in the stream, not me being young. I am young though. I'm very young. I'm like a kid in a candy shop, at least. It's gonna get a little too thin, I think. Actually, no. It should be thin. It should be as thin as it gets, supposedly. In theory. So that crosses, whoops, crosses that line right there. And then we can kind of just do this, like the whole way up. It'll start to thicken out a little bit here. And then it'll connect to the ceiling right there. That could be good. That should work okay. Yeah, let's do it. Send it. What is the arch curve ratio? It is just this. Pixel pair. This is the ratio. You got 4s, 3s, 2s, 1s. little chunk down there. And this is just a straight line, actually. This goes right across there. But that sort of lets it sort of start out thicker, get thinner, and then thicken up again to make contact with the ceiling. That, I think, should be good. And so what we'll do is in here, we'll figure out what to do with this next. I'm going to take a bite to eat, finish up with a 0.1%. There we go. And we'll put like a little sun motif with arms radiating down, with the central sun being probably chiseled sandstone, just because bauxite is too, you know, well, it's bauxite. And then sandstone, like sun rays coming out here. I think that should be good. So all I have to do now is we need to sort out how to chunk this down. Have to be by hand, I think. And I'll just do this one side so we can just copy, paste, and mirror the other one, which makes it kind of pointless to have done that here, but I wanted to get a good feel for everything. How old am I really? You have to guess. And I won't tell you. I should probably be less concerned about personal details on the internet, but I try to avoid it if I can. You love guessing games. Hey there, Dryoct. 37. Oh, you're guessing my age now. Oh, you're actually guessing. Okay. Well, you can guess away, folks. Guess away. I will just keep my eyes on the game. That where I want to be? Yes. Whoops. It was not what I wanted to do. There we go. 79? That's pretty close. Yeah, that's pretty close. We'll call it 79. Oh boy. Going cross-eyed doing this. Why do bananas have to put on sunscreen before they go out to the beach? Because they might peel. Oh, man. Quite young at 79. Exactly, yeah. 79 is like the new 40 or something. The new 20. Somewhere here. Ah, here we go. This is where I did that back. Nope, I did that by accident. Okay. What I will say about my age is I am somewhere between... let's see. I'll just say most of you are guessing pretty close. Will not give away too much. Gotta get me some dinner first. Dinner, maybe a flower or two. And y'all better know what my favorite flower is at this point. We're getting there. Eventually, my hand will get a break. Oh, there's the top to do too. Oh no. Not what I wanted. Well, actually, I might, before we like really chunk the tops down, what I might do is I might fill in the rest of the blocks with the sandstone, so that we can start cutting the sun designs in first before I start removing too much material. Let's go get something to eat. And then, since we are getting stupid things spawning despite it being calm, I'll sleep. I shall sleep. As I said, to do it faster, change the method for the sake of your hand. I'm not sure what method I would change here. This is all new chisel construction, so it's not like I can like do something new with it. Or different, as far as I know. Service, you're my #1 fan, but you don't know my age. Oh, is the #1 fan thing still showing up? It's not showing for me. I don't know why. The pay for dinner, but only one. At least you guys got the flowers right. Go down to just one plane for the shape and use that one tool to draw out that one plane that is the shape you want. The way just single box removal. I don't... Single plane? I don't know how that would work, because we'd still end up, if I draw the shape out, it would be drawing it, like if I did just a schloop along here, I'd draw the shape out, and it would still turn into like a square block I'd have to chop the back off of anyway. So unless you have some other way of explaining it, that's kind of what I'm getting from it. But regardless, I'm going to be doing this way because we're already done, just about. Oh, I already have stuff with me. Sweet. Okay, so let's do. Actually, let's do... Yeah, so we'll do the slabs here. And the reason I'm doing slabs is that despite their stupid seam in the middle, I'm going to make this thinner than the rest of the design. It's going to be like half as thick. So we're going to do this. Even... bring it out like one or two. Just so it doesn't look too thin. So we'll do that. And let's see. So I want to do probably something a bit like this, and then that. So, whoops, wrong button, or wrong tool. Let's do that. Now the sun's only going to be like this. It's not going to be this giant blob here, but I did want to get this in place. So then we're going to have sandstone rock, which we're really only going to have like the full block in here. Let's go chisel this guy real quick before I do anything stupid with it. There we go. But then, pretty much the rest of these are going to need to have sandstone blocks added. There's that one. If I can avoid this last block, I will, just to save a little bit on material cost. And a bit of that. And a bit of this. And a bit of that. Ooh, do I need it for you? Probably don't need it for this top one. We'll see. We'll see. Oop, there we go. Okay, so we have this. Let's go ahead and we're going to start a little curve here. And we're going to come up, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So on the 8th one, put out something like that. Maybe more like this, honestly. Given how squares and circles work together. Well, everyone, that's going to about do it for this episode of Vintage Story Desert Life. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by leaving a like or a comment in the section below. But for now, as always, my name has been Corazar. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.